Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby Beyond Forever Sport for some interesting news. Kleyn apparently set to exit Munster in a report that has been released this week. The World Cup winning lock all of a sudden high in demand and is apparently looking to make a move away from the URC, away from Munster at the end of the season. And unfortunately for South African fans, it's not good news in terms of him coming to South African team, which a lot of people were speculating, we were kind of hoping might happen, with him playing for the Boks. A lot of people were sitting there saying, well, bring him home, let's get him signed up for a URC side. That is not what the rumor is. Before we talk about what the rumor is, as well as who's been saying what, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Right, so a report that came out on Monday said that apparently all the top 14 clubs are currently circling around Kleyn, who's obviously been thrust into the limelight this year. After winning the URC with Munster, he was left out of the Ireland squad, which controversial for some of the Munster fans. Were quite upset about that. But he's a bit of a quiet player, quiet person, kind of goes under the radar. And all of a sudden, the Springboks thrust him into the line-out by calling him up for the squad and then naming him in the Rugby World Cup squad, and then he plays in the Rugby World Cup final. And when you suddenly a World Cup winner, your value goes up, a lot. So apparently, according to Midi Olympique, which is a French outlet, Lyon has identified Kleyn as their top target to replace outgoing lock Romain Tuafafenua, who is set to join Racing. Tuafafenua announced retirement from international rugby and has been one of the mainstays in that Lyon pack, but apparently will be leaving at the end of the season. So apparently Lyon are looking at replacing him with Kleyn, which I'd be quite happy to do, because Lyon kind of feel like Lyon is a bit of my top 14 side now after spending a lot of time in and around the environment there. Apparently though, the word is from Ireland that this is not the case, and that he has been offered and is currently negotiating a contract to stay beyond the season. So his contract does end at the end of the season. And same as Snyman, both their contracts do end at the end of the season. However, the reports coming out of Ireland were that Kleyn has been offered a contract and that they do expect him to sign it and they do expect him to stay. But I suppose in terms of loyalty, he's been a Munster for a while, there's no longer he's no longer tied to Ireland to be able to play international rugby because he's no longer playing for Ireland. So he spent almost 7 years, I think, now at Munster. So I don't think that it would surprise me if he were to leave. I mean, he's played well over 100 games for them. He's won the URC. He no longer plays for Ireland, so he's not bound to play in Ireland. If he wants to continue playing international rugby, he can continue playing for the Springboks. He's 30 years old, so he could play another 2-3 years. And, so if he's going to get a big money move from Lyon, you do sit there wondering, well, why would you kind of stay? Apart from it, be really settled and enjoying life, at Munster. So it's an interesting situation, isn't it? And it's amazing how all of a sudden I said they're not playing for Ireland just opens all the doors. Because that's the thing, Ireland players, will not move. That's why it's a bit like New Zealand players. They can have sabbaticals and stuff like that, but they need to be playing in Ireland to play for Ireland, which is why the Irish provinces are so strong. Because we're talking about the best team in the world in Ireland. Was the best team in the world. I suppose it's pretty much currently the best team in the world. All of their players playing within Ireland, so that's what made them so strong. But he's no longer got that tie there. I think a lot of people were wondering if maybe he might look to make the move back to South Africa. We can't afford him, guys. It's a World Cup winning lock. We've only got one World Cup winning lock playing in South Africa, and that's Evan Etzebeth. Snyman overseas, Marvin Orie overseas, Kleyn overseas, Frank Mostert overseas. So yeah, I don't think the South African, too many South African sides could afford potentially a Kleyn who's been earning euros for the better part of 7 to 8 years. So we'd have to put a big money offer to bring him back. Assuming he even wants to come back, he kind of did go over, he kind of left South Africa, that's playing for South Africa, but whether he wants to move back here is a different story. But John, let me know what you think. Do you think he should leave? He should go? What do you think? Down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.